Hari Om. Start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakatvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Neva. Hi-Om. We are doing the question and answers on Vedanta, and the question that supposes is there a difference between the experience and knowledge? We discussed some part of it before, but experience and knowledge are not really the same, and when it becomes the same, that becomes a jnana vijnanam that we'll discuss again. And experience, we are experiencing Brahman all the time, because Brahman being infinite, you cannot but experience in a way, because everything is in Brahman and on Brahman, about Brahman, because everything is that way Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagi, everything is nothing but Brahman, Brahman only. So there is never a time I am not experiencing Brahman, but I don't know what is Brahman. And therefore experience is different from knowledge. And also experience myself all the time. There is never a time I don't know myself. I know I am, and people keep talking about, you know who I am, and so on and so forth. So everybody knows who they are, and they are experiencing themselves all the time. But they have no knowledge of what that experience of self really is. Because they take themselves, I am this, which they cannot be, because I am a subject, and this is an object, and subject cannot be an object. So there is obviously the confusion, they don't know who they are. So even though I am experiencing who am I don't have the knowledge of who am I. So knowledge is different from experience. And that's one aspect. The second aspect of it is the experience can be contradictory. So I say I experience something today and I experience something else different next time. So there can be contradictory experiences, and so experience can be contradictory, but whereas knowledge is not contradictory. Knowledge means in fact it's called prama, that which tells you the truth. So truth cannot be contradicted. And experience, even though I'm experiencing, knowledge can explain the experience. So the knowledge can say, well, how is this? I'm seeing something, what is this? So knowledge will tell you what exactly that I'm experiencing. So I'm eating some fruit and I don't know what that fruit is. And somebody say, that is banana. Now I know, I have a knowledge of what I'm experiencing. Even though I've been experiencing that fruit, I didn't know what it is. So therefore knowledge analyzes and gives the knowledge of knowledge analyzes the experience. And knowledge can analyze even contradictory experiences, and that's what is the knowledge role is. But knowledge cannot be contradicted, because knowledge, then that's not true, that becomes a Brahma. So if I see a rope there where there is a snake, and I thought that's a real knowledge, but later I found out that it's not really a snake, but it was a rope. What happened to then I thought I was a previous knowledge. Previous knowledge is called Brahma. That which is contradictory of knowledge that can be contradicted, that becomes only a delusion or Brahma and not real knowledge. And if I see in the middle of the night and partial light, I saw a ghost there because I saw some ghost movie, and suddenly I saw some ghost out there, and that is a Brahma, because after closer examination it's only a post, not a ghost. And same thing happens in the experience of mirage waters, and that's also objective Brahma, that because of the glancing angle it looks like as though it is water. Experience of the bending pencil, even though pencil is not bent, that is, those are due to the natural errors occurring, and I had to know what exactly is the truth, that even though I am experiencing the bending of the same pencil, the pencil is straight, and to explain also why I am experiencing bending and why it is straight. So knowledge resolves contradictory experiences. So experience is that one is bending, and if I lift it, it's not bending. So it's contradicting. At the same time, a knowledge has to explain these contradictory experiences, why it is looking like a bending and why it is not. Same way, sunrise and sunset. I experience everyday sunrise and sunset and look for some beautiful sunset or sunrise visions. But the knowledge says sun never rises nor sets. It's not that, but it is only Earth's rotation giving the impression of sunrise and sunset. So knowledge has to explain why I am experiencing sunrise and sunset. At the same time, it can contradict what I am experiencing it. And so when you're sitting in the train, all the plants and everything is running in the opposite direction. Then what exactly is this self-knowledge? It says self-knowledge involves knowing exactly what it is. And I don't know what it is by any studying, because it is a self-evident, self-revealing, and anything is pointing about objectification of the self only. But so the scriptures only trying to point out, to think in the direction and see what it is. So here we are looking in terms of the absolute truth, not the everything I am experiencing all the time Brahman, experiencing the self all the time myself, but we have no knowledge of it. So when I get a knowledge, then I have to resolve it. So there is a indirect knowledge and a direct knowledge. Sitting on that, somebody went to South America and saw some beautiful birds there, which I call the agave birds. They have a silver one side wing and a golden side wing. And very strange that he is describing me all that. So I have only indirect knowledge. I have not seen that bird. So when I go to that same forest again sometime later, and when I saw a bird, immediately I get now Vijnanam, experience supported by the knowledge. That's called Vijnanam and Jnanam. So Jnanam is only indirect knowledge, and that's what we get by studying of the Vedanta, but that will help me now when I see that bird, that immediately I get, hey, this is the bird that you're talking about, agave means A-G-A-U, silver and gold. That bird that I heard of before, I know everything about it, now I'm seeing right away. That becomes a Vijnanam. So Jnana Vijnanam. So I first gain the Jnanam, Tad Vijnanartam Sagurum Abhivachi. So go and get this knowledge from a teacher first. First you get a indirect knowledge about everything about Vedanta and all that. So that is required. But when I sit and see myself, I introduce myself, you are that Tattvamasi, when you are that introduction statement, then that knowledge becomes a Vijnanam. So in the 7th chapter of Gita, it says Jnana Vijnana Yoga. That's essentially what Krishna talks about, where I can see what I have been knowing all along, and that becomes a Aparoksha Jnanam. That is a immediate and direct knowledge, and that's not an indirect knowledge, but it's supported by the indirect knowledge. So that is a knowledge versus experience. I am experiencing what I know already, which I have been experiencing all the time. Now I have a clear understanding of what I have been experiencing also. That is the nature of the truth. With that we stop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamiva Sishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.